for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
It's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma.
it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
Got him. We fucking got him.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Head to Head with Brian Parker. I am he, and we are back for another week of shenanigans here. Thank you for tuning in. We are tuning in live. What the world CJ is doing. We're tuning in live and direct. We are streaming on Facebook. It's so distracted me. LinkedIn, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, Roku TV, as well as Amazon Fire TV. Hope I got them all. We stream live and direct every Thursday at 7 p.m. We did miss last Thursday. We took a little trip up to New York City and visited some friends and family. So we had a good time doing that, but it's always good to be back in the chair to do the show again for another week. If you're out there as well, Empower TV is coming into our 4th year, and we definitely want to make sure that we give back. So if you are a business owner, if you have events that you would like for us to spread the word about, please reach out to us at theparkermedia@gmail.com and let us partner with you, and we can try to advertise your product, your goods, your events for you. As we know, advertising can be a very, very high cost for small business owners. So let us be able to do that for you. Let's bring in our co-host today. We got Lori Parker. How you doing, Lori?
Doing great.
Lori, I'll get to that in a second. You're doing more than great. I can't even believe that you are able to sit down and contain yourself, because all the hooping and hollering that you were doing about 2.5 hours ago was just unreal. But
Proud
anyway,
to be a proud New Yorker.
oh my God. But yeah, we'll get to that. Let's also bring in CJ Jones, Mr. TNTBS, host of Elephant Exposed, as seen on YouTube. How you doing, CJ?
Fantastically well, my friends. How about ya?
Oh my gosh, boy, this is going to be an interesting show.
Nah, I'm just happy as hell, man, because at first I had shot you an email and told you I was Ubering, but I was able to cut off my rider and jump in my brother's driveway real quick, and I figured out the little phone thing. So boom, here I am.
Okay, very cool, very cool. So when I posted the show, it was before 4:00, and at that time I had pretty much figured out what we were going to talk about, and we'll still be able to get into some of that as well. But it's things are fluid, Lori. Things happen. 1 minute you're sitting there gearing up for the show, the next minute, daggum jury in New York comes back with a verdict.
What?
Oh, okay. So yeah. So CJ keeps going in and out on this. I think he got some 4G issues. There he is. Okay, we got him back. So if people aren't aware, the jury in New York for the Trump case, the case that DA Alvin Bragg brought, came back with a verdict, and Trump is guilty on all 34 counts. All 34. Now, I was actually on
New York. Okay.
That's why I got a proud New York, because New York. Now, Alvin Bragg was the first
That was
district
quick.
attorney to bring Trump. Yep. He was the first one to bring charges against Trump, first one to get him actually in a courtroom. CJ White and double dutch is what Christina's saying. All right, yep, and he is playing double dutch. But yeah, so he's guilty on all 34 counts. DA Alvin Bragg was the first one to bring the charges against him, first one to get him into court. Had a jury come in and listen to over 70 something hours worth of testimony from Michael Cohen to Hope Hicks to Stormy Daniels to just a plethora of people to be able to show that Trump was guilty of not only falsifying records, because this is a simple white collar case. It was a misdemeanor where he falsified records to cover up his payments to Stormy Daniels. What Alvin Bragg attempted to do was not an easy thing, because what he tried to do was escalate the misdemeanor to a felony. And in the state of New York, the only way to do that is to show that that misdemeanor was in furtherance of an additional crime. Without the additional crime, it could never become a misdemeanor. Guilty, but can he still run for president? He absolutely can. Nothing keeps you from running for president, not even sitting your ass in a jail cell, which is the craziest thing in the world. Funny, if you committed a crime, you can't vote, you can't possess firearms and things like that as a felon, but you can run for president. And that is just a flaw in the Constitution, because I'm pretty sure our founders never really envisioned that we would have a president that would be a convicted felon. Well, guess what? It took 45 of them to happen. Now, yeah, it could have happened with Nixon. It didn't. So it took 45 presidents, 200 and something years. There goes CJ ghosting us again. CJ kind of like the little groundhog, keep popping up out the ground. You pop up onto the thing. That's why you gotta have some good internet, because when you're doing that mobile, see, he's on his mobile phone, so I don't know what the where he's at, what location he's in. If you don't have a steady internet, StreamYard gonna kick your ass out. So we'll see if he can find better internet, or he may not be able to continue on. And here he comes again. Here he comes. Here he comes. Watch. Gonna pop his head up. Here he comes. Here he comes. Hey. There he is.
They was I guess I was celebrating too hard, my guy. They got mad at me.
He need to make his mind up. I've been away for weeks, and now he won't stay.
What they trying to say, bro? What they trying to say?
Hey, I'm all about reading between the lines, So, but anywho, so the whole thing that Alvin Bragg did was to combine the main charge and say that it was in furtherance of another crime. This has been a theory, but never really put to the test and tried out. So Alvin Bragg really did bring Trump in under under something that hasn't been tried out in a court before. And for the longest, I know you guys remember that between Alvin Bragg's case, the case down in Mar-a-Lago, the case in Washington, D.C., and the RICO case down in Georgia, this one was always considered to be the less sexy one. Why they bringing this one first? This one ain't going to be the one that's going to get him. This is going to diminish the other ones if he's not convicted, because then it's going to look like it is a witch hunt. It is going to look like it's political and all those kind of things. So all of that now is just a bunch of noise, because he was actually convicted. There was only about 7.5 hours of jury deliberation. And
that's why I said it was quick as hell.
Anytime a jury comes back really quick is not good for the defense. The longer that it goes on, it's better for the defense, because that normally means that you've got a holdout. And when you think about it, to go through all 34 counts in 7 hours is pretty fast, even though most of those counts mirrored each other. the way they get up to 34 counts is you could have one crime and show multiple instances of the same crime, and each crime
Right.
on count. So that's how they more or less got up to that many counts. So that still though, that is very, very quick. Be able to get everybody on one accord. They also talk about the makeup of the jury. Two of them were actual lawyers, but not in criminal law. But there were two lawyers. Neither was the foreman on the jury. So the other thing was is that all 12 jurors made it all the way from start to finish. There was some worry about that at the beginning about being intimidated, Trump
Right.
going after the jurors, and possible need for the alternates. The alternates did not have to take any position in any of this. They were actually able to do it with all 12 original jurors. So a couple of weeks of this. Now we move into sentencing. I'll get that out correctly, which will be on July the 11th. Before I comment on the sentencing, go ahead and give me your initial reactions. Whoever wants to go first.
Sis, you want to go first? Cause my
Look,
reaction is crazy. Go ahead.
I ain't seen
Go
this.
ahead, sis.
I ain't seen this many teeth out of this woman, and God knows when. I'm on a conference.
All right. This
I'm
is beautiful.
I'm on a conference call, and I hear Lori in the other room hooping and hollering, and I thought maybe she was in her office on a conference call. Because when New Yorkers get excited, man, it almost sounds like they fighting, but they just excited. So
Right.
I was like, damn, who is she arguing with? And then I finally, as I'm listening, I heard her say, all 34. And I'm on a conference call. Thank God I was on mute. I said, the fuck? I said, what? Really? So, Lori, take it away.
Come on, sis. You got the flow.
I'm gonna say
Yeah, you got it.
my feelings were, and again, with everything that has been going on, and I guess the state of our democracy and everything, to know that the faith, the hard work that these jurors did during that time with the immense scrutiny, and also just in dealing with Donald Trump makes me, as I said, I was hooping and hollering. I know people say, "Y'all, you shouldn't sit here and be happy," but I'm going to be happy as a proud New Yorker because number one, through all of their adversity of everything that was going on, they focused on the facts. They focused and sat there and listened intently, listened to the instructions from the judge in order to sit here and to come to a decision, and they found him guilty on all 34 counts. So yes, while Brian was on a conference call and they were sitting here reading down the counts, and as I was watching it on TV, the counter was going faster than what they were reading. So I'm sitting here like 30, they was up to 22. And I was like, oh, because I thought they were going to either split the baby or something like that. So I'm yelling and screaming. And then he was like, what the hell? Who the hell are you talking to? So, and I was like, all 34 counts, he's guilty. And he was like, what? So I'm going to sit here and say this.
Well, hell, you saw my reaction because I was like, wait, what the fuck? I mean, my bad.
Right.
What?
So as a proud New Yorker and through everything, and to say, and again,
My
thank
bad,
you
B.
to those jurors that they did the work that they had to do, that there is faith in our system, and that he has been held accountable as everyone should be this one.
Yes.
I'm very proud.
Yes.
Y'all talk about New York, about rats and roaches and everything else, but damn it, we got it done. And
Y'all got
kudos
this
to
shit
Alvin
right.
Bragg and his office. Kudos.
You know what? Big ups, because I talk crap about y'all New Yorkers a lot, and especially down here driving in our little city. However, I'm showing much love and gratitude, and thank you, New York, for letting facts override feelings.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because that's what the American justice system is about. I keep saying it even on my platform, Elephant Exposed. It is facts over feelings. And no matter how you feel about the situation, okay, whether someone gets kind of like slides off the hook or not, you still have to respect the process. I'm like my girl Crockett now. I do believe in the justice system. As bad as it is sometimes, and as much as we fall victim to it sometimes, as a society, as a culture, the system do work. The system does work. And I think what really did him in, though, B, is whenever his big mouth lawyer tried to call himself trying to basically dog whistle a threat to say, if y'all find my client guilty, you know, it's going to be bad on y'all, whatever the case may be. And New Yorkers was like, excuse me, what the hell? How about guilty right now? Like put your money where your mouth is. Let's go run that threat, bro. Run it.
Well, okay. So CJ, I'm gonna jump on what you said 2 seconds, but I'm gonna read Christina's comments. The first one, the second one is even more hilarious. She was actually just trying to be serious in the first one, and the second one was just let's get petty. I think we can have a celebratory moment knowing that the facts are there and prove how fucking guilty he is. Now I'm cringing as a voter because these people are still trying to say that he's going to make a good president. And then she responded about your comment about justice system, and the justice system is bad built. And it was funny because
is it bleached blonde? Is it a butch body?
I was somehow Christina must know that was running through my mind for some reason as you were talking. When you said you were talking about Crockett, now when I hear Crockett, I think about all these damn memes about the bad built beach blonde, the bleach blonde
butch body. Yeah, you almost got it. You almost got it.
I should just say the
B6,
which is what it's
B6, baby, B6.
Oh my goodness, y'all, we got to pause for a minute. We need to give homage because we have a special guest.
What? No, bro.
And it couldn't have been back for a better show. No, it is not Marjorie Taylor Greene flaunting her bleach blonde, bad built butch body. But I do see a chocolate bad built body, and we're gonna bring him on right now, ladies. You all know him as
Chocolate Thunder.
No. Skip.
I was out dancing in the Skip, listen to me, Skip. I was out dancing in the streets. Come on the show, Skip. Listen to me, baby. Skip.
I mean,
we drinking yak tonight, baby. We up. Baby. Skip.
You owe me a 6-pack. You owe me a 6-pack of Starry, bro. 6-pack of Starry.
I need my drink. Go club Shay.
She said Brown should be around. Everybody, this is the franchise Jermaine Parker, broker in charge of Jermaine Parker Realty. How we doing there?
Man, I'm gonna tell you. Y'all probably hadn't heard. But there's been a development in one of Trump's trials today. And
really?
Yeah.
Not that we not that for the last 20 minutes.
Do tell. Do tell.
Probably
don't know. But if you are as politically savvy as I am in keeping up with these kind of things, you might have noticed that those 34 counts that he got convicted of. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. We heard a little something about that. Something about that.
Man, if I had pearls, I'll be trying to clutch them right now.
Hey, I'm late to the party. I apologize. As you can see, I've moved my office around. I've got it totally set up, and so anyway, to improve over time, go get the whole background going. But as you can see, finally got that hanging up.
Oh no, she didn't say Jamie. Ooh.
But
Jamie, you late again, or you just don't want to keep up?
Messing with you.
Not Jamie.
She just missed you.
Mm-mm. Boy,
Love you, Chris.
ain't heard that name in a minute.
I know. Love you, Chris. Hey, Skip. I've never heard of somebody running for president who can't legally cast a vote for himself.
Right.
That part.
But congratulations to
be a convicted felon, bro. And
yeah,
like,
and
that automatically disqualifies you.
Yeah, and the J and Donald J. Trump now stands for jailbird. So
Jailbird.
Yeah, congratulations to Donald J. Trump
on
a historic day for him. Historic day. No president has ever been convicted of felonies and stuff. So I mean, historic. He continues to be a pioneer.
Yes. Yeah.
In the wrong direction.
He loves to always say, no one ever. Well, he can finally be right that no one that has been a president has ever been. He's the first. He always because he always says more than Abraham Lincoln or George Washington. You are absolutely right this time. This time you are spot on. You ain't full of shit. You are telling the truth. You are the one.
And
the only one.
And it's crazy because he's like his own white crime spree. I think it's far past time for America to start talking about this white on white violence that's going on. So
wait a minute. Excuse me, Jermaine. So where I'm sitting I'm closest to the window, closest to the street. So my neighbors are having like the back and forth conversation about the outcome screaming at each other across the street right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they're bantering back and forth. And then, but my last thing I wanted to say, and I said this to Brian. What I'm looking forward to is Black Twitter and the internet being undefeated because of the memes, or like the orange jumpsuits for this one. Maybe it's the Orange Brigade. I don't know. I'm just waiting for that. I'm here for it.
Listen, I did this on purpose. I purposefully did not follow this trial or none of that on Elephant Exposed. If y'all notice, I stayed quiet the whole time, haven't spoke the dang on thing, because we did all the projection well before this. We did it here. So it was no need for me to just go ahead and just beat a dead horse and give it more air. And I felt like that was the magic. I do.
Good,
you know, we said what we said.
Oh, there you go again.
I keep thinking about like the groundhog with the hammer, and you just keep hammering it down. I'm sorry, CJ. It's just like the little hammer, and just keep going down and slam them down.
The internet is a little spotty.
Yes,
bruh. What's good? They don't want to hear me, bro. They don't want to hear me.
Now they used to come for Jermaine like that. You sure you don't have any white van out there behind you?
That's what I'm saying. They must be circling the neighborhood.
They could be.
I played dead for a month.
They probably oh, we must have got him. We got him.
Yeah. I wasn't feeling well, so they almost did. But here I am.
Man, I'm just saying, like, I'm happy for the accountability.
Right.
Now.
Uh-oh. We need to make your internet accountable.
Wow. Again.
Yeah.
We gonna do this.
Your connection has been convicted.
Yeah.
And they try to take it away.
But anyway,
every time you go out, that's another count.
Oh, so I got about what, about 30 more
years.
I got about 30 more cutouts.
About 30 years. About 30 years on all the counts.
So yeah, you got about 15 counts so far.
Yeah.
I agree with
So
you, and I don't think it's bad to celebrate because every time we see Trump face accountability, more times than not, he somehow gets away, and then, he gets this crazy title of being Teflon Don, where he faces minimum exposure to a lot of things, and now we're starting to see the gears of justice work when he's not in power and he doesn't have reins on somebody like a state prosecutor. He
mhm.
really doesn't have that kind of leverage. This isn't something that can go before the Supreme Court. This can't stand before a corrupt judge down in Florida. Now this
Like
is something
Eileen
where
Cannon.
get right where he cannot escape justice. So it's not celebrating that somebody's found guilty. It's celebrating that the fact that, as much as they like to push their rhetoric outside of the courthouse, talking about two-tier justice system and things like that. And don't get me wrong, there is a two-tier justice system, but not the way that they try to color it.
Right.
Where we still
Just
kind
like
of
I
we
mean,
didn't want to talk about it that much because we kind of partly expected, well, even though they got all this evidence, somehow, some way, this little mofo gonna get out of this one way or the other. And
bro, yeah. I mean, honestly, I mean, I'm always hoping for the best, but I was definitely preparing my mind for the worst, and that was him, just gonna find some sort of slick tail way to slide up out of this thing. But
I think what a lot of people miss in American justice and why, especially in the African American community, certain things are celebrated is because the justice system is really been used as a tool to harm the Black community.
Yeah.
Overall, historically, right? We can go back and we can just point out things that I don't make up and decisions I didn't influence. So it wasn't like I made white people make bad decisions. They just did it. And so when the justice system does us a duty, people didn't particularly, rest in peace, OJ, was so much like that OJ got away with it, but it was like the American justice system has always been a gun aimed at the African American community, and the gun jammed, right? And this Donald Trump decision is like them looking in the barrel to see if it jammed and it's shooting them in the face. And so both things celebrated because it's like, yeah, I saw somebody on social media and they were talking about why do we choose certain Black people as our heroes and stuff in the community, and they were talking about oh my God, his name's eluding me. The young man that was that had his knee on his neck.
George Floyd.
Oh,
George Floyd.
yeah,
Like,
Floyd.
George Floyd is not a hero. I said he's not a hero. He's a martyr, and we don't make martyrs. You do. And so same way with like OJ and Trump. Don't get me wrong. Trump is sleazy. Has been sleazy for years. Trump is a drain on our American system. Just look at how many lawsuits that he's been involved in over the years and stuff, and all the things he's done. Like he just got a case dismissed where he had this frivolous case against New York Times, and because they were reporting the truth
right
about his father getting arrested at Klan rallies and the bad business deals that he was involved in and stuff like that. And he just didn't like the press and stuff, and so he frivolously sued them. He is a constant drain on our resources in our democracy and stuff. And so when we have these decisions and stuff, it's not just the accountability. It's maybe sometimes the system does recognize and does work, and it restore in our celebration isn't just a celebration of his downturn. It's a celebration of the fact that maybe the system is working better, and people like that. If they can hold him accountable, then sure. But still, free my man Pee Wee.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Jermaine. And I think that's really what it comes down to is, the accountability is starting to is starting to present itself, and I kind of felt like it would. Now, before I go into even any more than that, the sentencing. Now, people have to understand, New York doesn't really play. when they come up with a conviction, sentencing in New York is normally within 10 to 14 days after you've been convicted. But in this case, they're waiting about 42 days, which is not normal. So I think, and this is just my hypothesis, I don't have any insight, but I think that the reason that they're really giving it 42 days is because now they don't know what the judge's decision is going to be. He has plenty of options for Trump, anything ranging from fines, home confinement, um, to potential incarceration. All of those things are on the table. They don't know what the judge is going to come up with. I would imagine 34 counts would potentially push more towards incarceration. In the event that it's going that way, I believe those 42 days are there just in case they need to coordinate with Secret Service and start to figure out if he's going to Rikers Island, if he's going to somewhere else. Are they set up to take him into custody immediately and have all that set up ahead of time? 10 to 14 days might be pushing it unless they've already had a little bit of background conversation, which I've heard that they had. But 42 days is enough time for them to really start to work out some logistical things. I'll get to you, CJ. I see you. Work out some logistics as far as if the judge says on July the 11th, you will be remain in custody for the next 18 months. They can go ahead and do that. Christina says 1.5 months is necessary to make a good strategic plan. Yeah, and I think that's where they're going with it, Christina, because normally you got about 10 days in the state of New York. They bring your butt up there and they just remand you. But that's just for a normal person that's going to probably be thrown in the gen pop. They know that they won't be able to put him in the gen pop once the judge rules, and they may have to go ahead and have something prepared just in case. So they need a just in case plan because they have no idea what the judge is going to come up with. Go ahead, CJ.
Yeah, I caught it in my news feed in one of my new YouTube channels. The very thing that you were just discussing about Rikers Island. Yes, they are already prepared. And that came from the panel that runs it. They were interviewing them and they was asking them like the very same thing that you were bringing up. Like, do they have time for preparation? Do they need to make special accommodations considering the type of person he is, stuff like that? And they've been ready for him. I don't want to say it like that, but I mean the truth is just the truth. I mean, it's just like anything else. You have to prepare for almost every scenario. So they are ready for him.
I think it's imagine training all your life to be the best of the best.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And then being put in jail. And I'm not talking about Trump. I'm talking about Secret Service agents.
Right.
How does that work out?
Right. First of all, you lose your privilege. Well, see, first of all, you lose your privilege of the Secret Service because you are a convicted felon.
So here's the thing. And so Trump has been pushing the norms for quite some time, right? And I understand what you're saying, but there's not a steadfast rule for that about that secret. Yes, it can be rescinded, but the circumstances for that have never really been discussed because why would you discuss it?
Right.
Because we've never had a president
like this, right? And
right.
And so that's the difficulty of Trump, is that Trump is pushing the boundaries of what is, and I really think, as you're talking about, and I do think it's a logistical time frame, but I also think it's a legal time frame. Like, can we really put him in jail? Like, I know he's a private citizen now, but he's a former president. Like, how does that work And I think that that's a good time to step back and say, "Hey, let's get some time and think about this." I do like the fact that Trump, from the very beginning, has been attacking the very man that decides it's innocent and his family. Um,
Bruh,
and
I'm
and,
absolutely loving that.
and
I'm,
you know what's crazy
And,
about
and,
this
and
stuff?
his daughter. And his daughter.
And then so
yeah.
you know what I think is crazy, and this is part of my problem with America and its stated views and justice values and stuff and beliefs and stuff is because of the hypocrisy of it, right? Because if it was a
hmm
black man that was out there attacking a judge and stuff, they would automatically say the judge had every right to throw the book at him because he was being disrespectful to the court. He didn't respect the system. He showed no remorse by doing that kind of stuff, right? He hadn't learned his lesson. He needs to be under. Trump has attacked the judge, and the judge gives him incarceration. People will automatically say the judge is retaliating against him because he was talking about him.
Right.
hmm
You
Of
Right.
know,
course.
and so it's crazy how when different people do stuff, how they react. I basically kind of given up on social media and posting stuff, right?
Mhm.
I react. I'll send you birthday wishes and stuff like that, but I just don't post anything, especially about personal stuff anymore. I'm just way over it on social media and stuff. But I did put a post up today. Um, I put a post up today because I had a lot of people on my feed who were posting the upside down flags and stuff. And I basically said, of course you're posting the upside down flag because the upside down flag is a sign of duress.
Exactly. Thank you,
And
bro.
so
Thank you.
they're posting, and that has a lot to do. If you go back to is it Alito who had the upside down flag at his house,
Yeah.
Supreme Court judge?
Yeah.
It's a
That
duress
his
in the
wife
Supreme
did.
Court. Yeah, and so
Yeah.
they're posting these upside down flags on my timeline. I was like, of course you're posting upside down flags because your values are upside down, your morals are upside down,
Exactly.
your politics are
Exactly.
upside down, your Christianity is upside down. If you
Hello.
keep following
Hello.
the wrong person, you'll never get right side up.
Mm.
He's a felon.
Right. So it would be appropriate for you.
Yeah, it's appropriate for you. It makes a complete sense for why these people are out. I'm just going to vote for him more. Yeah, because you don't like criminals. Oh wait, what you do? Okay, get
Yeah.
to the comments.
Yeah, let me
See,
catch up.
it's different because it's different. It's different because
My
the
man,
criminals
Anthony.
that we want behind bars look like y'all instead of looking like me, meaning me.
Don't worry.
That's
Uh,
why.
Anthony's commented. Hey, Anthony, thanks for joining us again, brother. The justice system is not fair to everybody. If you got money, you'll get away with stuff. Look at Marilyn Mosby. Yep. Well, she kind of got away with some of it, but some of that was debatable as to if she were not who she was and what she was doing with the whole Freddie Gray thing. Would she have even gotten prosecuted for that in the first place? That's a whole different subject. We can possibly get into that one too at some point. Then Christina says, among other things, it's sad when you're so cocky to hurt yourself, too dumb to realize that you're not worthy, but able to swab people enough to make them question themselves and their beliefs. This amazes me. Then we were talking about something. Anthony says, you mean the guy that jumped over the stand and attacked the white judge?
There's a
We
meme.
talked
There's a
about
meme. There's a
attacking
meme out
judge
there
and how
with
most people would understand that a judge that was attacked and then sentenced the person based on their behavior and their comments
Oh yeah.
was
yes.
justified. Everybody, when that guy came flying, and that was the most athletic, one of the most athletic moves I've ever seen.
It was.
Listen, I thought he was
That
doing a
was.
Jordan in this
Yeah.
way because he hung time and
I
whooped.
thought he was going to get invited to somebody's NFL training camp myself.
At least a CFL deal, but
Right.
it would be, and so that's the thing. Like people in this country, the hypocrisy and the convenient. I don't understand what you mean about that. When we've established what's normal in society, there was this whole thing, and we've talked about it before, and I can't think of the guy's name, but there's a clip on the internet where this white lady says, her friends songs come on and the N-word's playing, and she's conflicted about why she can't sing along with the N-word. And he goes through, well, there's a great reason for it, and everybody accepts the reason, except for with this, and it's that it's socially unacceptable because there are certain terms that I can use with certain people, like if I was married and my wife called me baby, that would be fine. But if a strange woman walked down the street and called me baby, she doesn't have the right to use that term with me. And
Exactly.
And he gave other examples, but he's like, when my wife and her girlfriends get along, they call each other bitch. He said, I don't join in on that, nor do I want to.
Right.
The question has to be, why is it that you want to say it so bad?
So bad. Right. That it's a problem that you can't.
That you can't. And you understand by these other social norms that this falls into why one black person could say it to another black person and you shouldn't be able to, because you don't have that relationship to be able to say it in the context of saying it in. Why do you want to say it so bad?
Right. And why does it make you upset that you can't?
Why does it burn you so much that you can't?
Bother you. Yeah.
And then you go, but I'm not racist.
I'm not racist.
Well, but you are, because you want to say nigga.
Right.
For the simple fact you making it such a subject matter that makes you a racist.
Pretty much. Christina was talking about your Alito comment about the flag, and when I mentioned that he blamed it on his wife, he threw his wife under the Mac bus. Anthony says, I post upside down pineapples. And then Christina talking about the guy that jumped at the judge. Needs a track and field trial for the Olympics. He's an incredible high jumper and long jumper.
Yes, sir. He definitely will get it. Yeah.
Look, y'all. I think that now that Donald Trump is going to be sentenced and potentially put in jail, it made me think, and I was sharing this with Lori, it made me think about that movie Get Hard with Kevin Hart and
oh my God,
and Will Ferrell, where he had to bring in Kevin Hart to really show him how to get ready for prison. So I was thinking, who could help Trump? And I thought about it. It would be Jesse Waters from Fox, and here's why.
Because Judge, and I say this with a unblemished record of heterosexuality, he looks good, and he looks hard. It's a handsome mugshot. My wife says he looks fierce. He looks hard.
So he's already convinced he looks hard.
Well, that was the look he was going for, and I'm sure he was a little hard. I mean,
he probably was.
I question Jesse's comment. I think Jesse was hard too.
Well, given Stormy's testimony, I do mean a little.
Nubby, I'm sorry.
Jermaine, that joke came up just a little short.
I understand it's not going to last long. I knew that. Going into it. It was practically over before it even began.
You came too quick on that. You came way too quick.
Wait. I was excited. Man. I was excited to get it out.
Oh God.
I'm sorry. I'm feeling John Witherspoon moment. Skeet, skeet, something like that. That's all I got to say.
No, you can't even do it twice. It's more or less like a skeet.
But if Jesse Waters isn't going to be able to do it, I had to think, okay, who would be the next obvious choice to explain to Donald what he might have to endure in prison? And this is what I came up with.
Sexual desires, right? So you got a bunch of men locked up in one place. All of them get hard. All of them's horny. All of them got sexual desires. So what are they going to do? You won't let them have a woman. They going to have somebody's going to have to give us some booty. And it's just that simple. In this prison, booty was more important than food. Booty, a man's butt. It was more, I'm serious. It was more booty, having some booty, drinking water, man. I like booty.
God, not the booty warrior himself. Not the booty. God, no.
Police is there to help you, Donald. I'm just saying.
But let's be honest. I've seen pictures of Donald Trump when he's golfing and playing tennis and stuff, and nobody wants that booty.
Nobody wants that. Well, he a little desperate. Jermaine,
bro.
Everybody likes a blonde, you know.
There's a lot of comments that coming through.
You got some dirty bros up in there, bro. You got some dirty bros.
Well, you know, so here's the reality is, again, he's not going to hit Gen Pop. He's not going to be exposed to anything. Assuming he goes at all.
No, he won't.
He'll go to sleep.
I think, again, so he's going to have to appeal, but it's going to have to be to the New York Supreme Court where his appeal goes. And on what basis?
Yeah.
They got all the facts on me.
You know, I think it's going to be hard. Appeal's going to be hard. And the thing is that the appeal won't slow down the sentencing.
No.
He'll still have to report, and the appeal will go through the process, and he'll have to come out and show up for the appeals and stuff like that. But he can still be in supervision in detention, even while the appeal process is going on. Anthony had said, "I wish my wife said he looks hard." Christina says, my friend and I read this study that others want to say the words we use because they feel when they're unable to use those words that it violates their civil rights.
I've heard it too, and so one of the key things that you have to understand about this country is that white people grow up being, it's a different thing than black people. They grow up understanding or being told that they can do anything. And so being told that they can't do something, even if it's something that maybe they shouldn't be able to do in the first place, is a violation to them. They should be able to do whatever they want to do. And you're telling me I can't do something. And especially imagine being told that you can't do something when you invented it, when you feel like you're the inventor.
Right.
I own this, and you taking it from me, and I can't use it. And so that there's a lot of entitlement. There's a lot of stuff going on with that.
Exactly.
And it might be some genuine culture shock that Jermaine, like they really could be going through some genuine culture shock.
Oh, truly, because
like you mean to tell me like what?
No, or not by them. That's going to rock you to your core. Christina also said not the jail gushers, and Anthony said dude said booty, and paused. He was having a flashback.
I believe.
Oh yeah, he definitely was.
He definitely was. Yeah, he definitely had his thumbs on somebody's booty and was doing his thing. Yeah. In that moment.
Chris Hansen. We called you Chris Hansen.
I like you and I want you.
And we can do the easy way or the hard way.
Oh, I see you choosing the hard way.
Booty warrior.
And then when they put his character on the Boondocks, I about
my God. Yeah.
That's where that goes from. Chris Hansen? Chris Hansen.
Yep, handsome. Yep.
That's what we just quoted, B. We just quoted that whole scene, man.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all fruit by the foot.
Fruit by the foot.
Y'all fruit by the foot. Okay, I got it now. Yeah, he was
6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot butts.
Yep. Unbelievable. So we'll see how that goes. We'll also see now what does this mean as far as, because Christina brought it up at the beginning of the show. It does not preclude him from being able to run for president. He is still the front runner for the Republican nomination for president. I joke with Lori saying I don't know if there's going to be protests outside the Republican National Convention of people dressed up in jumpsuits. Hell, a lot of his supporters came to support him over the last 2 weeks dressed up in dark suits and long red ties and stuff. So it's going to be a lot of stuff that's going on. We'll put a button on this in just a second because at the top of the hour, we'll run a commercial or two so that we can also reset our Instagram. Instagram and StreamYard have this thing where Instagram will only stream live for an hour, and then you have to reset the stream. So it'll take me just a second to be able to do that going until the top of the hour, and we'll run 2 or 3 at the most ads in between just to do that. So if y'all want to know, it's kind of like a wardrobe change if you're on stage performing. But yeah, we'll see how this is going to affect. Some people are saying now this is going to make more people vote for him. I really don't see that because I think the people that were going to vote for him are going to vote for him regardless, whether he's convicted of all 80 something counts. It is not really going to change that dynamic at all.
Imagine being undecided and saying, you know what, if he's convicted, I'll vote for him.
Right.
Stop it. That doesn't make any sense.
And as a matter of fact, Jermaine, to your point, polls have been taken to say if he's convicted,
we're not going to vote for him.
Yeah, we're not going to vote for him. So in my opinion, this doesn't help him at all. Does it help him with his fundraising? Yeah, because they're just going to keep giving him money that he can spend on his lawyers and stuff like that. They are saying that he's spending literally about, I think it's $90,000 a day on legal fees.
I blame Benny Hinn.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and so follow me on this. For forever, uneducated white people, which is his base, have always given their money away to people who didn't deserve it. And because Benny Hinn is no longer in the mix to take their money and stuff, they had to find somebody else to lie to them and believe was Jesus. And so if Benny Hinn was around, they wouldn't have enough money to give to Trump, and they would have paid attention to him. So Benny Hinn, this is your fault.
Benny Hinn and Billy Graham.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
guys, my phone is about to die. I love you guys, but I gotta go because I gotta charge my phone up. I had so much fun, guys. You say what, my brother?
You ain't got no cables. You're in the car. Turn the car on, CJ.
Yeah. It ain't charged. It ain't charging. It ain't charging fast enough.
I got you, brother.
I was Ubering all day. I've been Ubering all day, my brothers.
I got it. He got Uber. He got a weapon in the car. I can tell. Look back there in the car. No, I'm kidding.
It's on the side
right here.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh shit!
I'm dead. I'm dead.
Yep. Y'all out there that get an Uber. When he say 5 stars,
he made
5 stars.
God damn it, I say 5 stars with a smile.
Don't make him say it twice, neither.
Bye, y'all, man. I love y'all, man.
Bye.
Jay. And Christina says, do you think he will have protesters? I think he will because he's already been protested. This fool sits there. Oh God, that's the black. There's the Uber black for you.
Yeah.
So many ways. Let me read this on too. Facts, JP. Benny is a joke. CJ did all that popping in and out and couldn't stay charged.
The charge was trying to connect,
but he's hard. But
yes, he will have protesters.
Yeah, he will definitely have protesters. Because this fool is so delusional. I don't know if y'all saw this. That I think it was over the weekend. He actually went to a libertarian convention and tried to embolden the libertarians to vote for him so that he could make something out of their 3%. Told them that instead of them wasting their 3% away, they just need to combine and vote for him. They booed him the entire time. And part of the reason that they booed him was that, number one, they're libertarians and they don't even think he's a conservative. But number two, while they were meeting in a separate room, he had a bunch of his supporters go into the room that he was speaking in and try to take all the seats away from the libertarians. and they just decided to come into the room, stand up front, block the Trump supporters, and basically let him know that they weren't having it. What's up, Lori? Oh, it just popped up. Okay. So, yeah, I think he will definitely have protesters. Well, guys, it's the top of the hour. We're going to do our quick wardrobe change. Lori, you know what to do. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Buying a home is one of the biggest decisions that you'll make. Here at Jermaine Parker Realty, we're here to help you navigate through that process. We know that a home is more than just a place to live. It creates memories. Here at Jermaine Parker Realty, we're here to help. Give us a call and let us get started on your journey. Introducing Sawyer, Kid Lawyer, Teacher versus Nap Time, a great book that will help your little one with reading, writing, and spelling. Coming from the authors Shanine and Sheldon Moultrie. Please check this book out and support. Thank you so much. All right, and just like that, we are back. And yes, we are also back on Instagram as we have refreshed the stream link. So thank you, Lori, for doing that. I was a little slow on the draw today because I didn't have it all set up. So I had to. Anyway, I got
It's all right. I got you back.
I see
Got you
that.
back. This way, I did the rally.
All right, producer, you definitely did, and I do appreciate that. So if you were on Instagram, get your ass back on over there. So that's what we got going on with Trump. One of the other things that I was gonna jump into, and we were gonna do it before we went on our 1 week hiatus to New York, which we had a great time in New York. Saw a lot of people, but man, them damn tolls ain't no joke. Good God Almighty, that George Washington Bridge was $20.94 one way. Woo! So yeah, it's funny because people say, hey, why don't you take 81 because you don't have to pay as many tolls. It's a little bit more out of the way, but you can get up there without having to go through Maryland and Delaware and New Jersey tolls and stuff like that. But man, it's more mountains and stuff like that, and I like a direct route. But man, them tolls every now and then make you start thinking about it. $6 here, $6 there. We went through the tunnels and stuff in Brooklyn a couple of times, and now they're even going to sit there and starting on is it June 1st with the congestion? So they got like 2 days. They got a day and a half, and they'll actually have congestion pricing from 60th Street below, right? Is that what it is,
That's
Laura?
correct. And then depending on the because there's still several lawsuits. I know the state of New Jersey has placed a lawsuit against MTA regarding congestion prices. So there's a number of lawsuits, but it's supposed to start June 1st.
And I believe they said $15 or $16, something like that. And the crazy part is going to be, one of my friends was telling me that they already have the trestles as soon as you cross over the Brooklyn and Manhattan Bridge. So there's not a toll on the bridge, but as soon as you use the bridge to cross over into Manhattan, bam. So
below
whether
60th
it's
Street.
Brooklyn Bridge, Manhattan Bridge, or the Williamsburg Bridge, all of those are below 60th Street. So if you are in Brooklyn and you cross over into Manhattan, you will be paying congestion prices uh, for just the honor of being in Manhattan below 60th Street.
Or you can cross the Ed Koch Bridge, depending on which side you get off. That may be like on 61st or
If you're
62nd
in
to avoid the
Williamsburg,
toll.
don't go across the Williamsburg Bridge, going down there to 69th and cross over there and keep your ass out of Midtown. That's what they basically say. We don't want any more cars down here, and we're going to charge you if you bring it. So good luck with that. But we were actually outside of New York City in Mount Vernon, which is a little bit north of the Bronx, like literally a rock's throw outside of the Bronx. So anytime we wanted to go visit friends down in Manhattan or Brooklyn, there was going to be a toll whether you took the RFK Bridge or anything like that, or any of the tunnels, you were going to have to pay. So it was a little bit of an expensive weekend, let's just say. And then coming back home, you got to pay tolls because you can't leave New York without paying tolls because it's basically an island and you cannot get out of the city without going across a bridge or under a tunnel. So but we had a good time. But we were going to talk about this story, and it was so interesting because people need to realize that, when right wingers are talking about their disdain for abortion and things like that, Jermaine, I know we've said this plenty of times. It's not so much they mischaracterize the whole pro-life thing. It's not pro-life. It's pro-baby making. And they go into this whole thing about having children and things like that. So not sure if a lot of you guys saw this, but Harrison Butker, the kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs, who actually used to be a Carolina Panther back in the day, was invited to give a commencement speech at a college. And he put out some of his views. I'm going to play this clip, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
Congratulations on an amazing accomplishment. You should be proud of all that you have achieved to this point in your young lives. I want to speak directly to you briefly because I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now about to cross this stage and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world. I can tell you that my beautiful wife, Isabel, would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother. I'm on this stage today and able to be the man I am because I have a wife who leans into her vocation. I'm beyond blessed with the many talents God has given me, but it cannot be overstated that all of my success is made possible because a girl I met in band class back in middle school would convert to the faith, become my wife, and embrace one of the most important titles of all, homemaker. Isabel's dream of having a career might not have come true, but if you asked her today if she has any regrets on her decision, she would laugh out loud without hesitation and say, heck no.
Isabel, you one hell of a wife.
Hey, the thing about that real quick is that I support his message. And here's what I mean by that is that he was invited to speak at a Catholic college.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And so at a conservative Catholic college, and he gave a conservative speech.
Very.
Yes.
Here's the thing: the people that are attacking the context or women are better than that. Da, 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 da. Absolutely, whatever. It's his opinion. It does. He's an effing kicker. Did you know his mom was a doctor?
Yep. Had a career
And everything. And here's the thing: is for men, and this is men and women. I don't care what your career is and how much you achieve. Most people always say that their children is their best accomplishment. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be a single accomplishment. But a lot of people will point that out. So I believe everything he's saying. That had his wife if you asked her today, hey, you living in a nice neighborhood, not having to work and stuff, and be provided for by a professional NFL player, would you choose to go back and struggle in the 9 to 5? There's nobody that would say, "Oh no, I wish I was struggling in the 9 to 5."
Mhm.
Um, that's why he's right. I don't see what he said wrong outside of making blanket statements for women who had worked hard for 4 years to get their own degrees. That the only
Right.
reason that they were there was to get a husband, and not that that wasn't a thing back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Where there was documented where women would only go for like 1 or 2 years of college, but they would meet somebody, get married, and drop out.
Right.
That's not the case now. There's a lot of good things going on, but the backlash for it, I thought, was minimum at best.
Hmm.
It really wasn't a problem until right wingers decided that he had been crucified in silence, like they always think they're being silenced, but we can still hear him. For people that have been silenced,
They pretty
uh,
damn
they,
loud.
they are loud as hell.
Hmm. You know, Dwayne, I understood what he was saying and where he was coming from. And if he had given a speech in the 1930s, right on. And it's not that what he said was not conservative and that it was wrong in some context, but it was the fact that on the day, and I'll give you a perfect example. Even when Joe Biden, I had the same issue with Joe Biden going to Morehouse and giving an overly politicized speech.
Hmm.
Um, and I understand that they're trying to reach out with Biden, and I'm not going to deviate from this, but with Biden, I felt like it was more of a thing of if you want to reach out to Black people, go visit Black people. You don't have to do it during the commencement speech because you're taking away from somebody's day by over politicizing it. It's not that okay. We know you're the president. We know that you're going to say certain things, but he layered it on so thick. Now,
So
bringing that back to Butker, I don't think he. I think he layered it a little too thick because you want to recognize graduates' accomplishments and not diminish it by saying, "Hey, I know you guys sat there and you struggled, you studied, you did all of these things to graduate, and the first thing I want to remind you of is that you're probably going to be more proud to after graduation is to go start churning out a bunch of babies."
there's nothing like graduation day to be introduced to the real world and in the chauvinistic world that you're going to face as you leave. Because I mean, and I jest a little bit, but I understand. But here's the thing: if a university doesn't ask to see what a commencement speaker is going to talk on before they
Yep,
talk, you get whatever you get.
that's true.
If you don't care enough about your students to say, "Hey, could you give me an idea what you're going to say before you get up in front of everybody and represent my college?"
Right.
Um, and if they did do that and they allowed it, then that's on them. If
I
they
agree
didn't do it, they allowed it, that's on them.
on them. Yeah.
The big thing with this story for me was the right wing outrage of people saying that he was wrong to do that. And to your point, it was their day, and he kind of made it more about himself than he did the graduates, and that's wrong on any level. And as Christina just
Well,
said,
I
they
mean,
paid.
no, everybody that they're going to meet into the as you said, the real world isn't going to sit there and marry an NFL player, much less a kicker, and be in a position where um, you're going to be able to make it on a one income family. A lot of these people that's going into the real world are going. Number one, you went to college because you do want to have a career. And the fact that your wife did not have to pursue her career because financially you were able to take care of your family so she wouldn't have to, that's a great story, but that's not the real world. Everybody isn't going to step into that and diminishing their accomplishments, their sacrifices, hell, their parents' sacrifices to get them to that college to begin with, and basically relegate them to being nothing more than a damn incubator to have babies. How many of them don't want to have babies? How many of them may not
So,
even subscribe to want to do that?
but here's the thing, and I'm just being honest. You're at a conservative Catholic college. You are probably Republican. You see what they want to do with Roe versus what they've done with Roe versus Wade. You see what their opinions are of women, their autonomy, um, and they invite this guy up there. Let's just say this: the universities are businesses. I don't
Yep.
care what their affiliation is, whether it's religious or whatever and stuff. They are a business. They brought somebody in who expressed their thoughts. They don't care about you. Best to know that now and move on with your life. I understand it's a big day. It's a great day. If you get cut off in traffic on that day, and sorry it happened to you, but it doesn't take your diploma away. It doesn't take your opportunities away and stuff. It's just words. At the end of the day, he said some words, and let's be honest, he's a kicker.
I know.
You're the best your college could get was a kicker, and we're gonna be upset at what a ain't no kicker
Because most of the players on the team don't even look at the kicker as on the
is
team.
part of the team.
Right.
No,
Right.
look,
That's true. They practice separate from the team.
and that's why, like I say, the thing for the story for me wasn't what he said so much because I kind of expect that.
Yeah.
These are businesses that are promoting people who promote people who promote their ideas. As Kristen said, they pay them. They pay them.
Well, and she's right, but I think it's more of the context too that people have to really understand where conservatives really, really feel when it comes to the role of a woman. To me, this is really their understanding of this is what I feel like a woman's role is to forego
But this
her dreams, her
is not a secret, and that's the thing. You can't be outraged at this point. How could you?
No, I'm not outraged.
Not you,
Right.
them.
Right.
You can't be outraged as
You
a
shouldn't be
conservative woman.
You need to
You
understand.
know what the opinion is.
But I think Jermaine, though, what happens is people don't really take these folks seriously as far as their beliefs and why they feel so strongly about certain things and policies and stuff out there. And they really need to understand, no, they really do believe this stuff. They really do view a woman not as a man's equal. They view a woman as a baby maker. That's why when you see these folks wanting to have policies about abortion and no exemption for rape, incest, or life of the mother, or all of these archaic laws and stuff like that, it's because of a deep-rooted belief that a woman is there to be a homemaker and to basically be an incubator to produce babies.
Yes.
So let's see what else Christina said. Yeah, being a spouse and a parent is a hard job, requires strength that can't be explained. You mentioned she said they paid them. 67% of them met Sally Mae that day for payment. Shut up,
Yeah.
team still gets a ring. Now now it's the left wing, the liberals that had more of a problem with this. Right wing. Here's the problem: the right wing totally supports what he said.
No. Yeah, the reason this is even a story is that because he didn't go to Morehouse and give this speech.
Correct.
You know what I mean? He was in the right place to give the speech.
Right.
People heard the context of that and said it was insensitive, right? And how dare he?
Yeah.
And a lot of points that you made.
Yeah.
The only reason it stayed a story and became as big is because the right wing said that he was being silent, he was being blackballed. They asked in the press at the White House press conference, was he going to be allowed to come with the Chiefs to the White House and stuff because of the comments that he made, and a lot of people and they're trying, and this is just another example of somebody standing by their beliefs, and this is what happens when we get persecuted for being Christians and blah 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 blah. That's the reason that we're talking about this. Not because liberals were so upset about it, but because Republicans in their fake angst. Somebody's attacking us. They're going to take Christmas away again. That's the reason we're talking about it. And the reason that, like I said, I get what you're saying. For some people, he could be absolutely right, and then for other people, he's wrong. It's a commencement speech.
As far as the right wing, it was, to me, it was also very peculiar, and I saw this a couple of years ago with another situation, but it was very peculiar how folks like Laura Ingraham, let me use her as an example, applauded his bravery and his courage to speak his truth and to say what he had to say, even in the fear of being blackballed and this and that and the other. Now, let me remind everybody, same Laura Ingraham that told LeBron James to shut up and dribble, that had words for Megan Rapinoe. Colin Kaepernick, much anybody? For being able to use my platform to express my ideas and my beliefs. Those were frowned upon by the right wing, but for some reason, when Harrison Butker says it, or when Drew Brees says what he said about not getting on a knee and things like that, they're applauded for using their platform. But when the others did it, oh, it was a problem.
Lori, can you do me a favor? I would like if you can find there's a Family Guy meme of it's like a color code thing, different colors. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what he's talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Not decide what's good or what's bad kind of thing, and darker colors and stuff.
No, we need placards.
I did well no. So like every time we have a conversation, because we're gonna have it every week. I'll be like, hey, like Deion Sanders, give me my theme music, and you can just put that on the screen.
But no, I'm definitely being
oh yeah, facetious. Yes, absolutely. But yeah, because what's the difference? Yes, absolutely. And not because I want it to be this way, but it is this way. When white people say stuff, it's the truth. When black people say stuff, they're hateful and blah 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 blah. Throw everything else to it. So what's the difference? He said a white guy said something that went along with their agenda, and they stuck up for him.
Correct.
Ta-da.
And felt like they felt they were being prosecuted and persecuted. Persecuted for the belief and that he was speaking his truth and blah 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 blah, and that his wife, she clung on to, she converted to being a Catholic and how that should be celebrated, and
yeah, he was crying. I was happy for him.
like he got choked up. Like I just wanted to sit here and like I really wished we had the sound like wah wah, like what?
Well, no. So, but here's the thing, and I'm not being funny about this. That's that man's life, and those are his.
No, yes, that is his life, and that is his family and everything. Absolutely,
he was genuine, and so he was genuinely choked up about it, thinking about the sacrifice that his wife had made for him and his family.
Right.
Absolutely.
And let me say this too. He's absolutely right. Being a stay-at-home parent is a vocation. It is a job.
Absolutely.
I don't think that was wrong.
No,
I don't think that
he was celebrating his wife.
Yes.
Yes.
I think the only thing that I would say in there that was the controversial part was, again, downplaying the achievement which was supposed to be celebrated that day for women. That's it. Right. He downplayed their achievement.
That was the issue I had, because he made it seem like it doesn't matter what you go out there and do, it'll only come in second to your ultimate goal, which is to be a mother and have children.
And quite honestly, if you're Catholic, that is kind of the goal. That's why they don't believe in contraception. It's not that they don't. It's not that they think that rubber is evil,
or they're allergic to latex.
Allergic to latex. That's not what's going on. It's because they need to procreate. That's it.
Right. No, absolutely, 100%.
And so, at a Catholic school saying that, again, I don't think he's wrong. Well,
saying it at a Catholic school is not controversial.
It's not controversial.
No, absolutely not.
Is it appropriate on a day where we need to celebrate?
I think, and it's views and stuff. I believe he was in the right. I do, because if you look at it from the religious standpoint, what's the bigger deal? Does God show more favor to the vocation that you do, or to the children that you raise, the family that you have, and the good father, wife, mother that you are.
Mm-hmm.
So in that, he's right. It will outweigh all your things that you do today.
Oh,
I don't
absolutely.
think that he
Absolutely.
was wrong. I think again, it's a fake controversy because what you can say is that he downplayed their moment and that was rude.
Christina
And
says, but these people want to use offensive, but these are the same people that want to use the offensive language and justify the actions of attacking a criminal. She also says, we've been talking about these people since the show started. And she mentioned Butker. He did not show valor. And then she also said, what's good for the goose is not good for the gander when we're talking about why can he and Drew Brees speak their minds using their platforms, but the other aforementioned ones, there seems to be a problem when they speak out and say things. Because one thing is considered woke.
Because y'all are kickers with the hard R.
Right. Well, you know, and again, you're right. You know, they're rooting for their guy, but then that's making it more political than principle. Because if you're celebrating the fact that somebody stands on their principles, it doesn't mean that you have to agree with their principles. Like we may not agree with Harrison Butker's position, but we do believe that those are his principles and that he firmly believes it, and he's not afraid to speak on that, regardless of the audience that he's in front of. Because even his fellow players, Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, they know that that's how he feels, but they're like, hey, he's a great teammate. I don't really care. That's how he feels. That's how he feels. I don't necessarily agree with it. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. Hey, I applaud anybody that says, this is what I believe, and I'm willing to say that out loud, out front, and stand on it. I don't knock the man for saying that that's what he believes. The one thing that I want people to understand is that those beliefs are out there, and it's not just some whack job or anything like that. There is a lot of folks out there that would applaud him and believe what he says wholeheartedly. So when you're trying to understand why people have such a problem with abortion and women's rights and things like that, is because they are rooted in a lot of those same beliefs that he articulated on that stage.
I think that the bigger point, like I said, if you look at like Laura Ingraham and the whole thing about just shut up and dribble, and athletes not having a voice, but unless they say what we want to say, again, it just falls under the rest of the hypocrisy.
Yep.
Like Christina says, you know, and to the point, it is kind of weary because all these conversations lead back to the same people. It is. I mean, really, because
you're right.
Because eventually there's a chyron thrown up where franchise talks about racism in America and stuff, and I'm like, well, yeah, because
we have chyrons like that.
So here's how I didn't want to do it, but a chyron makes you do things that you don't want to do. Yeah. And that's why LeBron James has to shut up.
And Kaepernick much,
and so what people don't want to really talk about, we're not that far away from that history. Remember, like, our grandfather had to talk to on our mom's side, had to 8-year-old boys call them sir.
Right.
Man having to call children sir because he was black and they were white. He was a sharecropper, right? And we're not that far away. My grandfather's not that far away from today, right? And so that time, like when you look at Jerry Jones is in a historic photo of some racial stuff going on. I didn't make Jerry Jones get in that photo, and if I bring it up, then people start going, well, you don't know why he was there in a crowd of angry white people. Maybe he was just there with some curiosity.
Yeah, he just happened to be walking by on his way to get some ice cream. Vanilla at that.
The history of this country says that it's tiring. And that's the thing that the frustration that non-black people because I'm even getting tired of saying white people over and over again. Non-black people have a hard time with, and that's why like when they have a problem with the N word, I need I need them to be frustrated by the objectivity that says they can't do something, because that frustration is a frustration that people of color live in every day in America, of where we're told that we can see things but we can't participate in them.
Well, you know what, Jermaine? On that note, I think what I'm going to do is open up our show for an hour and a half to all of the non-black people to be able to come onto the show and just say the N word repeatedly over and over and over.
And I think as long as you're willing to post your address.
Yeah, you got to be able to post your address.
Post your address. They know.
But no.
Because the young people say you gonna have to stand on business.
Hey, listen. White people, I was just kidding. Don't bring your ass on my show thinking that you're gonna be able to say that.
Hey, look, I tell people, I was like, I'm 6'4" in real life.
Right.
Y'all, these keyboard warriors and people like I said, I hadn't been on social media in a while, and I knew that I was probably going to get at least some response to posting something today. But sometimes I too get petty.
Oh Lord, look, Christina already sitting there talking about let them come, as if this part of the show is sponsored by Vaseline. Come on here and let me cut you.
Yeah.
She talking about let them come. Look, hey, listen, Christina, yeah, we ain't gotta let them come, because even though they won't say it when they look at you when you're passing by, they saying it without saying it, and
Yeah, and that's the thing we hear, and again, it goes back to it. Really, so it's full circle moment. This is what we hear in the justice system too. When we have bad rulings, when we have things that are going on, when we have people in power who are able to pay their way out of stuff, we hear them saying these words, and like Chris said, "Nuck if you buck, come get you some."
No, throw some Cardi B on there. Diamond, nuck if you buck. Come on.
But that's the thing. Like, say seriously, we hear the undertones of American society when people get on Fox News and they say certain things. When Clan Mom made the comment where she got brutally beat down because she made a comment about some fake eyelashes and stuff. And then she got the clap back of the century.
B6, yeah.
But there's when you say certain things, I hear what you're not saying.
Right. Just as much as I hear what you're saying, I hear what you're not saying too.
I hear what you're not saying. I got you and stuff. Right. And the thing is that the incredible thing to me is that when people sit there and get this false sense of being offensive and stuff because you would call them out on something, again, like we talked about Alito and stuff. Oh, that was my wife. I didn't, I know that she got into a dispute with the neighbors, and that's why she hung that flag up there.
Let me ask you something. As somebody that has served mightily in our military and everything,
it was
flying a flag upside down. Isn't that desecrating the flag, though?
No, it is legitimately. So if I was overseas and we were under duress, we would fly the flag upside down. It is a symbol.
Even one that's not red, white, and blue, but it's black and blue.
Well, the American flag, again, flown upside down, is a signal of duress.
Yes, right.
So if you came, this goes back way, but let's say that you were at a fort somewhere that was flying a flag upside down, you would be able to see from the flag being upside down that the fort was under attack, or it was under there was something going on. There's something wrong going on there. It's a sign of duress.
Let me ask you this though: if you put Trump 2024 on a American flag, isn't that desecrating the flag?
So the flag actually has, and this is the funny thing about all these patriots and stuff. There's a flag code, right? So you're not supposed to eat off the flag. So when you go to 4th of July stuff, you have napkins, flag napkins, and you wipe your mouth with.
You couldn't let it hit the ground.
You can't let it hit the ground. But the thing is, the code applies to things that are in the vein of the flag. So the flag's not supposed to be worn.
Yep.
So when people are running around in these flag clothing stuff, you're desecrating the flag. Not because Jermaine says so. go read the flag code. And it'll
Right.
tell you shouldn't be doing all this shit because the flag is a sacred emblem, symbol, whatever and stuff. And so it should only be handled in these certain ways. And people every year do things that desecrate the flag.
So when they sit there and have their faux outrage about somebody not being a patriot and not honoring the
That's
military,
why it's crazy to
and
me.
you go to a damn Trump rally and they got his face on the damn flag. Oh, Anthony said, yeah, just like the Bible, where you put the Constitution in the Bible. Bro, we got a whole nother show about that. We got but absolutely perfect example. When the whole idea of not the whole idea of the Constitution, but one of the tenements in the Constitution was a separation of church and state, and you do the exact damn opposite. Chris says that part. That's absolutely crazy. But look, y'all, like I said, we could definitely go on and on and on. We did run over a little bit. I want everybody to have a great weekend. Make sure that it's bleach blonde, bad built butch body going on. It's getting warm out there, so we need to see them beach blonde, bad built butch bodies. And you still got that bottle that I gave you. I just realized.
I told you I was saving this for a special occasion. I'm not gonna say that today is it, but when we had the sentencing, we gonna crack this open for the sentencing.
Okay. Oh, hey, okay.
I'm gonna
have to bring my own bottle. I got some Glenlivet or some Macallan we can crack open, but and pull out some of them big long sticks too. So
yeah. All that.
Absolutely. JP, what's that bottle?
Oh,
That's
right now, I understand that y'all not orphans, a lot of you and stuff, and some people may be single, be a single child in the home and stuff like that. But I have a brother, and my big brother's better than yours. I'm just leading off with that, and so I don't want you to feel jealous, nothing like this. But this is some Johnny Walker Black Label, and let me try to get that in focus for you.
Yeah.
This is a 12-year blended Scotch whiskey, and when I tell you that this is going to be delicious,
it is.
It's going to be delicious. I guarantee you someone's going to be pregnant at the end of that bottle. So that's how good that is.
I like booty.
I like you, and I want you.
And I want you. We can do this the hard way or the easy way. Please make it hard. Anyway, Anthony says random. I want people to watch a movie, American Skin, a powerful movie. Hadn't heard of that one. American Skin. Definitely will check it out, Anthony. I will look for it and let you know what I think. But
I assume that's not on Pornhub. It sounds like is that big booty?
No, it's not.
Like it might be on my OnlyFans page.
Yeah. No, it is not.
At Devin Long.
It is not.
You don't know that because you ain't even subscribed to my page.
All right, well, evidently it's time to go.
Because you would have paid that $6.95 and you would have told me about what you've seen.
I give you $10. I got it. Let's go.
No.
Moving on.
Anyway, everybody, thank you again for another week. I hope y'all be safe out there. We'll see y'all again next Thursday when we'll have some more shenanigans to talk about. Y'all take it easy. We'll see y'all again next week. Peace.
This is ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And this a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And this a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta